How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a lot of different pieces of information in regards to Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and today we're going to have actually quite a few different videos being posted, so just beware, there's going to be a lot of content. Now, I'll be linking all this over on MomoBoard, so shout out to MomoBoard, by the way, for partnering up with us. But basically, on MomoBoard, I'll be posting all these so you can take a look at them without, you know, the, I guess, blur effect that I'll be putting on this. But just keep that in mind, because on some of the footage here, I will be putting a blur effect on it because I do not want to get into trouble with Nintendo. So please keep that in mind. Either way, let's get into the information. Start off from here. So first things first is Eclipse saying, update for BDSP, a new book was added in the Cantileve City Library. So yes, this is something that we already speculated about, because one of you guys posted this over on the Momo board where you guys had a theory. I think Gorocho VA, you actually posted about that, saying what you think could be one of the possible stories. But here's an actual real new story in the Cantileve Library. And if you don't know what the Cantileve Library is, it's a library that contains some weird stories about the past of Sinnoh and the past of the Pokemon history. And one of the stories was actually that Pokemon humans used to get married and eat at the same table and whatever. I mean, the Japanese version said they got married. The American version and European version said that they ate at the same table. Nonetheless, it doesn't really matter. Let's get into what the new info is. So, the new book was added, The Sea's Legend. So, it's a text that was only recently discovered, and it's ancient. Letters were decoded. Would you like to read it? Continue. Update BDSP 2. Once upon a time in the East Sea, there was a brave human asked Pokemon living in the sea to let them see the prince. And then it says, would you like to keep reading? And then Mantike, Weasel, and Quillfish with huge spikes acknowledge the human's bravery, and together they set off in a boat over the sunset-streaked sea, sailing through the ocean gate stretched over the waves. And then it continues on with the final part here. News of this reached the ears of the prince, who went to meet the brave little party at the seaside hollow. And that is all thanks to Zero-chan, by the way, for getting this information. Do not know what that means. Somebody actually pointed out here, below here, that it could be about the Hisui region with the top part up here, with the little hollow part they're talking about. Could be that. I don't really know. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but could be where they went to. Now, this story I don't know what it relates to. I guess it will make more sense once we have Legends Arceus, but this is clearly a hint towards that, right? It's got to be a hint of some sort, because it is just a little too specific. Let's just say that, okay? It's a bit odd. So, it's going to be related to Legends Arceus, most likely. Let's continue on. So, next up is this right here from Anubis, who says, simple encounters in the Grand Underground are written to your save file if you save one of the big rooms, similar to Sword and Shield. If you save in front of a Pokemon and reset your game, it will always be the same one, and it won't change from non-shiny to shiny. Best to walk in and out. So basically, if you save in front of a shiny Pokemon, let's say while you're entering the Underground, in a specific location, if you save in front of it and reset your game, it's not going to change. It's not going to be a shiny all of a sudden. It's still going to be the same thing. It's not going to have any changes whatsoever. So you have to exit and re-enter the area, the zone, so to say, for that to actually take place, for the actual change to happen. So a piece of information for anybody who's doing shiny hunting, this may be important for you guys to know. Let's move on to the next thing. So, Dark Giratina, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Dark Giratina is in the game, and you can battle it at the Distortion Room, which is not the Distortion World. It's just a room where you can bring the Egregious Orb, you put it in the center of the room, and once you've done that, what ends up happening is pretty much that you can battle a level 100 Giratina. Yes, level 100. You heard that right. It is kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you guys. Kind of insane, but it is a thing now. So, there you go. A piece of information that you probably did not expect to hear. I mean, probably if you watched other videos about it, you knew about it. But nonetheless, it is kind of random. Now, once you've defeated it, it gives you the Egregious Orb, I'm pretty sure. After you use the plates to enter and battle it, it gives you the Egregious Orb that you then take to the Turnback Cave, and you can summon, real normal Giratina that's not the dark form of it. So, piece of information that I think is pretty cool, and just a random local, thing they added into the game. Next up is Jasmine and Johanna. So, Jasmine is in the game, and Johanna, your, I guess, in-game mother equivalent, I guess you would say, they are in the game, and they have their, contest outfits in this case. So, yeah. Well, geez, what was that? Doesn't matter. Either way, you will be meeting them in the game as well. They will be there. They'll be battleable. So that's... Oh, not battleable, but they will be in the game for Super Contest for the most part. So, yeah, that is that. Next thing. There's a really weird, following model for Rayquaza. It looks tiny when it follows you. Kind of ridiculously tiny. And actually, all the Pokemon look a little bit goofy when they follow you. They look too tiny, and it's kind of unfortunate considering we had Sword and Shield where the following Pokemon had a bit of an issue, which was the speed of them. But the other thing was, that was good about them was that they were actually realistically sized, except I guess Walrein. Well, I guess that's the Wailord, sorry. And not Walrein, Wailord was the only one that wasn't correctly sized, I guess. But it is what it is. Next thing though, there is the 20-minute timer, which is back in this game, apparently. Now this is not totally, confirmed. I think right now it's confirmed that there is a 60-second timer every time it's your turn when you do competitive battling. But apparently even the 20-minute timer might be back. So we'll have to wait and see if that gets changed once the full game is out with whatever last patch they do once the game is released. So we'll see. Next up, Palmer is actually in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Now, Palmer is, I think, the dad of Barry, and he is in the game. And he was also in Platinum as well, and Diamond and Pearl. In Diamond and Pearl, he is the, the Tower Tycoon, right? If you're in the Battle Tower. Whereas in Platinum, he's one of the Frontier Brains, right? So, basically, he's in the game, okay? He's in the game. He's going to be the Tower Tycoon again, and he's got his team just ready to chunk you up. So yeah, I guess you'll have to wait and see. Now, so far, according to Centro, Palmer doesn't have his theme in BDSP and uses Cynthia's theme instead, which I think might be changed at the, whenever they release the game, might be changed, but for now, that's the deal, so keep that in mind. Either way, next thing. So, just 3 words. Who are you? This depicted on the church in Hearthome City. Yo. So, I'm going to talk a bit further about this later in the video, but basically, the Hearthome Church in Hearthome City, right, has this odd figure that looks a little bit like a strange version of Arceus, right? And Subarashi actually sent me on Murmur board this kind of artwork that kind of looks like that, which is really similar, like somebody's fan art that kind of looks like it. So, we're going to take a look at that a bit later. Now, let's continue on. So, next up, yes, Reggie Gigas is in the game. Now, to get Reggie Gigas, you got to catch Regice, Red Steel, and Regirock, right? You got to get all those 3 to actually be able to get Reggie Gigas as well. And apparently, his the location of him, I think, should be I don't know where his location should be. It's kind of odd because they haven't really talked about that, but it is what it is. So continue on though. So Palmer again is in the game. Nothing too crazy to say about him there. I mean, you guys already kind of knew that. We talked about it a second ago. And then next up, of course, is more about the Giratina. In this case, Eclipse is saying, I would like to call these types of bosses Umbra. Umbra Giratina battle video in Distortion World. No, it can't be caught. It's just a battle to obtain the Egregious Orb. And this is from the PokeLeaks Reddit. Then we also have Palkia's Red Chain here being shown off by Pori Leaks. Unfortunately, can't really show you exactly everything, but I'll be linking it down below, so that's that. Moving on to the next thing, this is just the Cynthia encounter in the game, which actually, I don't know, the chibi models have kind of grown on me. They look kind of cute though, though the following models look a little bit weird, but it is what it is. Next up though, the Groudon area was found in the game, so Eclipse and the boys, thanks to Zero-chan, have now shared that Groudon's room has been found, and that's not the only one. They also found the room for Mewtwo, which is also in there. They found Kyogre's area as well as Rayquaza's, which we've already seen from the latest trailer. So yeah, that's that. And also it turns out that Reggie Gigas is level 70, by the way. When you battle, it's got level 70 on it. So that's going to be a chunky boy to take on. Kind of a difficult battle, but we'll see how that's going to go. Either way, next up. So, back to the thing we talked about earlier in Hearthome, the Hearthome, church, I guess. Here's a silhouetted outline. Someone sent me the pic yesterday. Sorry for not atting you, but feel free to comment so I can retweet you. Also added a very small watermark of me, just in case you know. And this is basically from Eclipse here posted, but basically it's an outline of what the thing on the mural, I guess, there could actually be. And in this case, again, it's giving me this vibe of being maybe a humanistic-looking Arceus, which is a bit odd. And somebody here, Ellie, actually made an interesting post and called it in, saying, to emphasize my opinion on show you what I mean, I drew what I see. I still believe it to be a human in what I imagine in some form of a clerical outfit and a mask. Since the church is the foreign culture building, it makes sense to show imagery from other faiths. So who knows what that could be about. Again, given the fact that, Hisui is based on, Hokkaido, and Hokkaido has had ancient people that probably had their own beliefs. It wouldn't surprise me if then, it's considered in this future version of Sinnoh that they have, different belief systems and that they could share them here. So it is that. Next up, though, a big one, and we dug deep for this one. Remember how Arceus script was incomplete? Well, we had to edit a few things, like the text, for example, as the Arceus tech line doesn't exist yet, so we took them from Dialga, but they were able to basically twist the game around to actually shove Arceus into the game, which is kind of incredible, if I may be honest. It's kind of insane that they managed to do that. but they did it, and they just did an Arceus battle. Unfortunately, though, I can't show it to you. Again, links will be down below, but it basically is in the Dialga, battle background, so keep that in mind. Next up, though, so something that Pory Leaks actually found is that there is a speedrun strat you can do. You can have negative speed and walk backwards. And it just says Lamau. But yeah, basically just, this was discovered by Death Chaos 25 on GBA Temp. This could be useful if the game, if the game doesn't get patched, and this doesn't get patched out, you could essentially speedrun this game very quickly with this speed hack, essentially. It's not a speed hack, it's actually just, it's an oversight in the game. It's an oversight by the developers and a bit of a bug as well. So if you can do this, honestly, it could be really useful. It could just help you speed through the game, without any means of using any actual literal cheats. It's just a part of the game, technically. So keep that in mind. Next up, though, the trash cans in the game actually have stuff in them. In this case, the character here finds a max revive and picks it up. So yeah, the trash cans have items in them, which is neat. We also have this item you can obtain down in, I think, the Grand Underground, and it's of a Egregious stone box, and this one kind of actually looks like a GameCube, oddly enough, so that's kind of cute. And yeah, there seems to be a lot of references to Pokemon, old school Nintendo and stuff in this game. Maybe that's what Ilka wanted to do, so yeah, it is what it is, man. But that's that, and I think we have gone through everything. Also, they did find the Spirit Tomb. I guess they found the Spirit Tomb item, I guess. The Odd Keystone, they found it as well in there. So yeah, I think for the most part, that is all I had to share for this one, lads. I don't think there's really much else to mention. Again, thank you for watching. I have another video. Actually, I may have 2 videos for you guys coming out today, more later down the line today, so just stay tuned for those. But yeah, ladies and gents, thank you for today. I'll see you all the next time. Peace out, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.